Welcome back to another amazing video that I have for you guys. The last one I made was really fun, so I'm literally straight back into it. And I want to talk about something that is really important, but not a lot of people really pay attention to. And that is how to make a fan base, how to get a fan base that is basically obsessed with you. So an amazing example of this is actually Taylor Swift. Like, say what you want to say about her music, about her personal life, whatever. She is a genius, okay? She is a genius. And with music, with art, it doesn't matter if your songs are amazing, incredible, like so unique. If you don't know how to target, how to market, how to be a creative director of your art, you will have a hard time making money off of your music or your art. Because it's not about just doing amazing music. It's not about being so talented. It's not about being so technically great, amazing. If you don't have those qualities, you will stay broke. Okay? And that is just the harsh truth. And there's so many people out there that are quite like mediocre, I would say, that kind of crack the code on how to market themselves, how to get a fan base that's so connected and so obsessed with them that they can actually generate some income. First of all, I want you to separate your art and the business side of it, okay? Yes, the art part is very important, but you will never even have a career if you just follow trends and try to fit in with the industry and try to fit in with what's popular. You really need to just kind of say, fuck it, and just go for it, basically. And this is actually what Slater, she's becoming like massive. This is exactly what she said. She said that she's just turning 30 this year. And because she felt like she had nothing to lose, she went, I'm going to go all in. Let me just make something unique and creepy and whatever. And she's killing it. Like, it's amazing. It's incredible songs like that she released. And that's exactly what you need to do. Same thing I can say about Charlie XCX. Like, even she says it in her interviews that she rarely is able to sing anymore because she's using so much autotune or she smokes. And this is her words, by the way. Like, I'm not. This was from an interview that I saw. But like, she still is amazing. She still is doing like really well. Because she was able to market her songs, her image, her album in a way that really resonated with her fans. But that comes from knowing your audience. Okay, and this is exactly what I'm going to talk to you guys about today. You need to, like, everyone says this, like, you need to know who your target audience is, and it is true. You need to know who your target audience is, like who you're targeting. So if you don't know this, I need you to take a few days, not an hour, not 10 minutes. I need you to actually think about this, because this is the most important thing. You need to know who you are targeting. Who is your audience? Okay? Because you might think it's X, but it could actually be like, oh, hang on a minute. This actually Y is my, or like Z is my target audience. So for example, for Charlie XCX, her sound is very, I would say, electronic, energetic. She likes clubbing. She likes doing drugs. She likes smoking. Again, this is from her life and what she says. And she really reflects that on to her songs and her artistry and who the target audience is, because it's like kind of similar. Like people who like to party, people who like to kind of, be confident, energetic, and have fun. Taylor Swift, again, people who are maybe very in touch with their emotions, and people are like who love, okay? And like, it exists. Like, your target audience exists, okay? There's so many people out there that if you think you're too niche, if you think that, oh, there's nothing I can think about, there's always someone out there. There's always a group of people out there that will resonate with your sound. You just need to know. But to be able to do that, you need to know who you are. You need to know what you like to write about. You need to know what is important to you. And you really need to own up to that, okay? You need to become that. You need to be that person and reflect that with everything you're doing. When you are singing those songs, when you're an artist, like, you need to show that with your artistry. So for example, Taylor Swift has a very I think in the beginning it was quite like country, it was quite like singer-songwriter, and she kept those features, but then leaned into a bit more pop. Like Beyonce, it was back in the day, it was like quite like feminism, girl power, that kind of stuff. So again, you need to really, really know who you're targeting. So once you know who your target audience is, I need you to, instead of having a slight idea, okay, my target audience is, let's look at Charlie XCX, okay? Like we said, her target audience is probably someone who likes to have fun, who likes to party, who likes to drink, like someone who doesn't take life so seriously and just likes to enjoy life, okay? And also into electronic sound, like bass and like hard crunchy vocals and stuff like that. So you're gonna have an idea of, okay, I think the target audience looks like this. I don't want you to do that. I want you to actually have data in your hands. You're gonna start posting on social media. You're gonna post, it doesn't have to be just you. It could be anything. Like, loads of people now put their songs under like a very like movies and TV shows, and people who like those kind of movies and TV shows really resonate with the sound, with the music, then they become a fan of the artist. So you're going to try that. You're going to try and fail and try and fail and try and fail. You're going to do different movies. You're going to do different TV shows. You're going to do different covers if you like to do. Talk in a way and post that. You're going to have, maybe like you're going to do some yapping videos of you talking about certain things that are important to you. And that's going to resonate with some people. And after you do that, you're going to really pay attention to who is liking, who is commenting, and who's saving those, who's interacting with those videos and what you're doing, who's saying what. So I need you to really collect the data, like firsthand collect the data, because those are your target audience. If someone's taking the time from their doom scrolling, if you resonate enough with them for them to interact with you, say something, especially comment and save, that's it. That's your target audience. Okay, you need to know what they're like, what their pattern is, what they like to repost. You're gonna basically become an ex-girlfriend that like stalks their target audience. I know it's a little creepy, but obviously you're not using them to use it against them. You're using that for your personal understanding, like who your target audience is. This is so important, okay? And it's like quite easy to do. You just need to pay attention and look for the patterns, and then kind of use that for your advantage, okay? So once you know the pattern, once you know what you guys like, what you have in common with them, or what many of them like that you didn't really think about, you need to kind of get inside their mind. You need to kind of think like them, become them almost, see things from their point of view, and try to understand life from their perspective. After that, the patterns that you will probably see is maybe there's like 20 people that interacted with you, and there's about 15 of them that like the same TV show. Okay, like that's big. That is a big data that you can use. So far, so good. Everything is amazing. This part that I'm going to talk about is a little bit like, but basically you need to find a common enemy. Okay, people, like psychologically, people love to just bond over what they hate more than what they like, because it's more like niche and unique, and you can really bond over and talk about it for hours. So you're going to find the common enemy that you have, and all the people that follow you, interact with you, your fans basically. That could be a political party, that could be global warming, that could be matcha, that could be coffee, that could be clean girl aesthetic, that could be Taylor Swift, that could be Charlie X, that could be a human being, that could be like a thing, anything. So you just really need to show your personality. That's the key. You need to show your personality. You can't hide who you are if you want to connect with people, because otherwise it's just never going to happen. That's another actually key point that I really should like underline. Nowadays, I think in life, everything feels quite surface level with like friends sometimes, with colleagues and stuff like that. Like back in the day when you're a kid, you don't really think about stuff. So you just act like who you are. You're just you. That is actually a very big like key point. You just need to kind of say, fuck it, and show your personality, show who you are, be you, And and there's going to be some people that don't like you, okay? That's just a fact. If every single person likes you, that's a problem. That is a problem. That's not a good thing to be liked by everyone. You need to upset some people. You know what I mean? Because then that's just not you. That's just not true. So be okay with the fact that some people are not going to like you. Some people are going to be nasty and mean. That's another topic that we can actually talk about, like how to deal with that kind of stuff. But see, like I have the mentality that I could not give a fuck about what anyone thinks about me, what anyone says about me. And it is actually quite freeing, especially if it's something that I'm so proud of, especially something that I'm like, I kind of know like the vision, like I kind of know what I'm doing and there's more to come. And some people might not see that, but that doesn't mean they're not going to see that in the future, and they might change their mind and they might not change their mind. Like, so you just can't please everyone. Okay? And that's okay. That's okay. So don't be afraid to show your personality. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable. When people do interact with you, make sure to actually connect with them. Like, you can literally, like, when people comment on my stuff, I always make sure to comment back. Always. Like, that's the bare minimum. That is the bare minimum. But then actually kind of like get to know them almost. Just like try to connect. Just have a small talk almost, like in the comment sections. Like, for example, if I post a cover and someone like says, oh, this is great, love it, whatever. And I go, oh, thank you so much. Like, what do you think I should do next? That instantly, like, ooh, like she cares about me. She wants to know what I would like. She wants to know what I would want to hear from her. And they always comment back and saying like, you should do this. And then I do it. And then they go, wow, like this person actually, like they feel special, you know? Not because like you're so important, not, but they just feel like they're seen, they're heard, and they're like, oh my God, I suggested that. Like, and she like, that's great. That's amazing, you know? So yeah, just interact with your audience, make sure to like show personality, make sure to, and also like, by the way, you don't always need to be nice. Like sometimes when I do get trolls and stuff and I get like awful people commenting, you can show personality to them as well. Like some people, when they leave hate comments, I just say thank you. Like basically like, or find like a funny way to respond to whatever they said. And like there was some man, they were being creepy and I just said like, get lost, basically. That also shows personality without like you being like, without you having to force it out of yourself. Once you do these and once you know who your target audience is, once you know what they like, what the common enemy is, what you guys like to, like what you guys have in common, you will have a very loyal fan base that will support you, that will love you, that will be there for you, that will buy your merch, that will listen to your songs, that will be your number one fan. And you just need to basically have a big group of that. So it's going to take some time to build that, but this is how you do it. Organically, without having to force it. Like I saw something Sabrina Carpenter before she released her album. I think it was the latest one she released. Yeah. She basically took all of her like number one fans from way back from the beginning into a studio session where she kind of like made them listen to it before the release, because that's just her way of saying thank you so much for being so loyal and so supportive of all these years before I was so famous, before I was so massive. And now this is my appreciation. And like, never forget that your fans, your audience are the reason why, if anything that's going to happen in the future, they are the reason that's going to happen. And you always need to keep that in mind and be appreciative, thankful. And when you're doing your art, you need to think about them in that sense, because they are, without them, there's not much of a career. It's actually a really good concept to have basically a community that you build and you connect over art. Like it's so amazing to think about, and it's doable, and it is honestly so much fun. Like I've connected with loads of people, and like I support them when they post stuff. I comment, I like check up on them when they're sick and stuff, and you're basically friends. And like, who doesn't want more friends, you know? As always, if you have any questions or if you want to talk about anything, if you want to debate about anything, You can let me know in the comments, and you can always let me know if you like this video so that I know if I'm doing something right or if I'm not doing something right. Just do let me know. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.